Et salut les BeeJay, c'est BeeJay back dans Vampyr. Et je venais d'arriver, voilà, j'avais arrêté en arrivant dans cette zone parce que ça va être la suite de la quête principale. Je ne sais même plus à quoi m'attendre. Entrer dans le manoir d'Ailosius. Ah oui, oh là là, ils m'ont demandé de me transformer le vieux riche connard en vampire et je vais avoir le choix de le faire, mais tout le monde me le déconseille car bah, c'est un connard qui serait un tyran puissant et invincible. Donc je pense que je vais regretter, que je vais en prendre plein la gueule par la suite, mais je vais voir ce que je peux faire pour ne pas le transformer en vampire, sans vexer, les gars qui m'ont demandé de le faire tout simplement. Donc là, le territoire est fait comment? Je vais d'abord essayer de commencer par tout ce qui est à l'est, nord-est, parce que je parie qu'il y a des portes à ouvrir pour les autres quartiers, et ça va m'être très pratique. Qui c'est qui parle? Des inconnus! Yes! C'est pour ça que je connaissais pas tout le monde dans le quartier, ok.
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you today?
Agent, je la connais déjà.
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you
Ah d'accord, je la connais déjà.
I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious.
Avec des veines qui ressortent et les yeux rouges, non aussi?
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Bon, elle déjà, elle veut me pécho.
Do you need my medical attention, Miss Price?
Oh no, I'm fine, Dr. Reed. Perfectly fine. But thank you so much for taking care of me.
Ouais, ah, mais j'ai déjà dit ça, pourquoi?
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss?
I'm still...
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now. But she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Why would her innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price, especially in these difficult times.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed.
Ah, une mission.
It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'elle vend déjà, elle?
May I look at your goods, Miss Price?
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Reed.
Ouais, bizarre ta
Take
phrase.
all the time you need.
Oh, elle vend plein de trucs, elle. Mais pas des trucs géniaux, je sais pas à quoi ça sert tout ça. Eh, mais je peux lui vendre des trucs. Ça, je l'utilise pas, mais ils te disent pas combien elle te le reprend à 6,31, 25. Ça, orange, c'est le truc que j'utilise, et ce pistolet commun, je ne l'utilise pas. Ben voilà. Non, ça, je vais pas lui vendre des trucs ici. Ça non plus.
Dr. Reed, I am
Ah oui,
glad to see
je t'ai pas demandé un truc encore.
Good
you.
evening.
You know,
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
D'accord, il avait un frère jumeau qui est mort d'un accident d'avion. Oh putain, attendez, il rapporte un ouais, mais je vais pas le tuer. Non, il rapporte pas tant que ça en fait, c'est bizarre.
Goodbye for now, Miss Price.
Alors est-ce qu'il y avait quelqu'un d'autre? J'étais persuadé d'avoir vu quelqu'un d'autre. Donc porte verrouillée. Si je la tue, est-ce qu'elle a une clé qui permettra d'aller là-dedans? Bien entendu, j'imagine. Ah non, ça va sûrement être... Oh.
Good evening.
You know
Mais...
you can call me.
Oui d'accord, mais ta gueule, je voulais...
Goodbye for now, Miss Price. It's
Voilà,
locked.
verrouillé. Aïe aïe aïe.
I am glad to see you again.
Je referai pas le jeu, mais ce serait vraiment... Parce que j'aurais pas le temps. Hein. Mais ça doit vraiment être intéressant de se laisser aller à tuer tout le monde dès que tu as le sang au maximum. Y'avait pas quelqu'un d'autre dans le coin? Hop, toi.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, c'est Sean Connery, quoi.
What you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
Ah, j'ai envie de dire ça parce que c'est une phrase débloquée. Mais j'ai peur que ça soit une connerie.
I have no official appointment other than my desire to save lives.
Then we have the same objective, sir. The difference is, to catch my suspects, I use a magnifying glass and handcuffs instead of a microscope.
Do you need medical attention, Inspector?
I'm fine, thank you, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions.
Ah bon, connard.
Especially when there's a killer on the loose.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange, which requires police attention?
I'd like to report a name, Inspector. Jeffrey McCullum. I'm afraid he's some sort of vigilante, trying to recruit an army of angry citizens.
Then I'll write the name down and transmit this intelligence to the appropriate office. Thank you, sir.
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
Si je lui ai pas parlé de Fergal et si je lui parle pas du club Ascalon, c'est parce que je sais pas qui c'est, ce serait quand même révéler pas mal de choses sur un club secret de vampires quand même. Enfin.
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
What are you investigating, exactly?
Well, my 2 missing persons cases have been solved. By you, it seems. Are you just that lucky? Or do you know something I don't?
I was lucky enough to find them both while conducting my investigation in this part of town.
Why do I still have the feeling that you're hiding something? What about the abductor? Was it the same person?
I don't think so. You had better interview Miss Teasdale and Mr. Kimura on that matter. All I did was to lead them safely home. What are you in?
Well,
I don't...
Ok.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Ok. Oh, il y a déjà quelqu'un. Oh, 2 personnes là-bas. Oui, oui, oui. Ils sont assis pareil, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Agamemnon et Périclès, les noms qu'ils ont, ces 2 frères jumeaux, on dirait.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
Compliqué ton truc.
I don't know. I was born and raised in London, but I feel like a stranger here recently.
You didn't answer my question, sir. But I don't blame you. Perhaps it's better that way.
C'était une réponse, connard.
Do you need my
No, I just need...
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Bon, on va interroger. Oh là, j'ai qu'une question.
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
Ok, bon, on va lui parler à ton frère.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker. Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
Do you need my
I would appreciate some
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
What kind of question is that? What am I supposed to answer, exactly?
The truth. And I believe you just did it, actually.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see?
Who are you waiting for, exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be, then?
I don't know. A feeling?
Oh, c'est quoi ces conneries?
An impulse? How can I tell? Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
Ouais, mais ça va pas arriver en restant sur ton siège.
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you talking about?
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you're not in your place? That sort of trap.
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead.
Déjà fait.
Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Ok.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
Reparons-lui. Je suis sûr qu'il y a des phrases à
Good
dire
evening,
maintenant.
Mr. Baker.
Why do I always have feelings of déjà vu when I talk to you?
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He's always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Et lui, donc, il a pas de nouvelles phrases rapidement. Non, ok.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
Voilà, donc là, dans le quartier, je dois être pas mal quand même. Ouais, il me manque plus qu'une personne que j'ai pas vue. Et elle est malade, faudra que je la retrouve. Alors j'étais en partance vers là-bas, moi. Ah, la musique change. Est-ce qu'il va y avoir des combats là? Ça toque, il y a quelque chose qui fait du bruit. Ok, c'est un garde. Oh merde! Impossible! Normalement à droite au bout il devrait y avoir, j'espère, une porte à ouvrir pour déverrouiller l'autre côté. Et voilà, porte déverrouillée. Ça y est, j'ai accès de partout à tous les niveaux. Voilà, il y a du compliqué là-bas.
This is not the place for you, sir. We've got one of them here. Rewind shall prevail. God walks with you.
Ah merde, il est résistant au sang et à l'ombre.
Away with you! These are nuts! No rest for the wicked!
Yes, un de moi, allez hop.
Murdering bastard!
Je vais tuer les petits en premier. Parce que ils me font chier pendant que le gros il me fait mal. Putain, il me crame le gars.
I shall fear no evil!
Voilà. Ah, une porte. Là aussi une double porte, mais je vais quand même aller voir par là-bas. C'est une fausse porte, c'est que du décor. Alors on fait d'abord le tour de la maison. Y a rien, dommage. Alors est-ce qu'on peut rentrer dans la maison ou est-ce qu'elle aussi c'est un décor, ça m'étonnerait. Ça se télécharge carrément, mais je suis sûr que ce sera une mission pour plus tard. Je suis sûr que j'y viens avec un petit peu trop d'avance. Manoir Dawson. C'est carrément là où il fallait que j'aille en fait. Donc je vais ressortir, désolé. Ah oui, parce qu'en fait il te marque la zone complète et pas un point précis pour la mission. Donc c'est ici qu'il faudra que je vienne. Oh yes. Nouveau refuge. Oh, on doit se téléporter vers le haut. Bizarre. Comment j'arrive là? Ah ok. Est-ce qu'il y a une arme que je peux améliorer? Je crois qu'il me reste mon épée de tueuse de dragon. Et pour ça, il me faut... Et j'ai ce qu'il faut. Alors j'ai déjà mis dégâts 2 fois, je peux mettre 3. Ouais, c'est ce que je vais faire. Voilà, maintenant elle fait sacrément mal. Ben voilà les 4 armes que j'utilise, 5 sont améliorées au max. Alors ça je peux en fabriquer, il m'en manque. Ouais, je suis plutôt bien là. J'utilise toujours pas de truc pour récupérer le sang, faudrait que j'y pense vraiment. Mais je crois que je vais faire tout le jeu sans avoir utilisé les seringues. Ah non, là je reviens par là, c'est pas là que je voulais aller. Quoique. Hop là, un inconnu. Une inconnue apparemment. J'ai entendu sa voix, heureusement que j'ai une oreille de fou. C'est la fille de la meuf du comptoir.
Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mum. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently. I know how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
Why are you awake at night, Carol?
I am helping my mother in her shop. It's not easy, but I'm a grown-up now.
Do you need my medical attention?
No, I'm a...
Do you enjoy working with your mother?
Oh, yes, Doctor. My mother raised me alone after my father died. We've always lived together, and she has always watched over me.
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then. My mother always told me how strong and good he was.
Do you ever think about getting married now you're a woman?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be. No husband would like a clumsy girl like me.
Why is work not easy? Is something or someone bothering you?
Oh no, most people...
I'm sure your mother is grateful for your help.
I do the best I can. But I'm so clumsy sometimes. I drop things. I injure myself. It's a good thing my mother has the patience of an angel.
J'ai l'impression que sa mère se fait passer pour pour une bonne personne alors qu'en fait elle doit l'emprisonner mentalement en
What
fait.
can you tell me of the people living nearby?
I don't speak to many people, except our customers. It's not easy to make friends. And with the epidemic, it's even more difficult.
What can you tell me about the epidemic?
Some of our regular customers have left London. Some others only send their housemaids now. Everybody fears the contagion. I've even seen men with weapons.
Have you no friends at all?
No. Mr. Nithercote used to pass by and was always nice to me.
Does he not come by anymore?
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl he'd met in Whitechapel. I wonder who this camellia may be.
C'est le poète du cimetière avec l'aveugle. La muette, pardon.
Have you ever met the famous Aloysius Dawson?
Yes. A very strange man. Not very nice.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books. And then laughed at what we showed him.
Goodbye, Carol.
Ok, maintenant je connais tout le monde dans le quartier. La mère, elle a sûrement un truc à me dire.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You know you can call me.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She seems determined never to leave you.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I can. It's not always easy, but she's the best gift life gave me.
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own life. Will that be difficult for you?
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents until the end. for they know no one else will love them as
Ok,
much.
y a un problème.
Goodbye for now, Miss Price.
I am sorry.
I hope you can stay a
can't
little
help you,
longer
sir.
this time.
Perhaps you should talk with someone else instead.
Ça c'est le détective. Ça c'est quoi ça? Porte déverrouillée. Eh oui, maintenant je peux aussi passer par le sud directement. Yes. C'est les jumeaux, je les connais. Vide comme quartier. Mais au moins on se perd pas trop. Ah, un chemin vers le dessous. Mais avant d'y aller, je vais continuer à faire le tour du quartier par là. C'est bizarre qu'il y ait un endroit comme ça pour rien. Ouais, ça y est, j'ai fait le tour, donc il n'y a plus que le truc vers le bas. Ah, j'ai marché sur une dalle qui a activé quelque chose. Il y en a d'autres apparemment. Inconnu. J'ai enlevé encore des inconnus moi?
It's locked.
Les vampires sont dangereux, mortellement dangereux. Ça c'est un truc collecte. Voilà, c'est pour ça que je le lis pas plus que ça. Il y a vraiment que les vampires légendaires que j'ai pas du tout ramassé. Donc lui c'est qui? Parce que j'étais persuadé... Ah c'est lui, il doit être là. Voilà, c'est le dernier.
Jonathan Reed, at last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they tell me everything. They told me that you struggle hard not to take too many
Ah,
lives.
c'est maintenant que ça devient utile ce qu'on a fait. Ouais, lui il sait ce que j'ai fait dans le jeu. Ok.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then?
Oh, I can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Read my fortune then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to
Ah,
their
mission.
headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Do you require...
I'm fine.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Here is the money.
The alchemist. A wise and cunning mind who lives by lying to all but himself. He sells false promises and is proud of it.
Oh, c'est lui l'alchimiste? Pourquoi j'ai déjà la qualité du sang à fond alors qu'il me manque un indice? Faudrait que j'aille lui parler à lui. Il y a 3 personnes malades dans le quartier, 1 en récupération, 2, 3, donc c'est bon, je m'en suis occupé.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a shop.
Ce qui est marrant, c'est que ça, je peux repayer pour qu'il me tire les cartes et je suis sûr que ça m'apporte une autre indication sur une autre personne du quartier. Et je trouve que ce serait un bon moyen de peut-être récupérer des indices qu'on aurait perdus.
Can you read the card?
Put the money on the table.
Je n'ai plus l'argent.
Here is the money.
Love.
Ah si, je l'ai.
Pure and unseen, untold. The two hearts love each other without knowing it, without daring to admit it.
Et ouais, ça m'a rien révélé ça, putain.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
Yes, je sais tout sur lui. La Golden Dawn. Yes.
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
All right. Let me hear it.
The walls of your prison have already been raised, Jonathan. But you will freely accept to be locked inside, full of hope for a better day.
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
She could have survived as a vampire. If only she had given me a chance to explain. If only I could have found the words.
Not all vampires accept their new condition. Since suicide is impossible, you have to find a way to get someone else to relieve the pain.
I could have saved her.
No, Jonathan.
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
How
I told you.
is it possible?
Vampire.
I would... Goodbye,
Okay.
sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. A red river, a song in the dark, the whispers
Alors,
of the
est-ce
sun.
qu'avant de faire la mission principale, je me dirigerai pas vers toutes les quêtes annexes que j'ai dû gagner? Lui, il faut que je trouve un... Oh! Apporter les notes en braille à Mason, 4 sur 4, qu'est-ce que... Ah ouais, non, mais je l'ai pas, ça. Je l'ai pas, là, si je la mets sur la map. Voilà, ils mettent le mec où il est, mais ils disent pas où est le braille. Laisse tomber, c'est introuvable, ça. Donc, d'autres quêtes que j'ai, non. Il n'y a que ça. Il y a lui, qui veut que je trouve un carnet qu'on lui a volé. Et lui, il faut que je trouve le testament de mon père dans les alentours de l'hôpital. Va te faire voir.
Signs to interpret.
Donc lui, sa quête, elle est là-bas. C'est-à-dire loin. Je vais d'abord aller à la quête principale qui est pas loin. Avant de finir cette vidéo. C'est très étrange qu'il y ait ce sorte de mécanisme par terre, là. Y a pas un indice, rien. C'est trop bizarre. Tu mets pas ça au hasard, quand même. Dans un jeu. J'ai 2 têtes, là? J'ai 2 têtes. Pourquoi il y a 2 têtes comme ça? Étrange. Alors le manoir, pour le trouver, j'avais été où? Voilà, je cours tellement vite que je défonce les tonneaux. Voilà, c'est ça. J'ai entendu des rires. Allez, dans le manoir. Qu'est-ce qu'on va y trouver?
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Non, je ne veux pas. On verra comment ça va se dérouler si vous me donnez le choix, mais si c'est possible, je le fais pas vampire, le mec, voire je le tue. Magnifique, là, avec le bleuté qui vient de la fenêtre d'en haut, là. Cet endroit, oh là là, c'est magnifique, j'adore. La porte qui est en bas, elle s'ouvre, ouais. Ah, je sais jamais où je dois aller quand il y a plein de choix. Voilà, ça donne à l'étage, mais sur le même endroit là-bas. Ah, une lettre. Un journal. Exécution de John Francis Parrow. 21 ans, pendu ce matin. Condamné à mort après avoir été déclaré coupable du meurtre de sa sœur. Il a clamé son innocence, il n'y a pas de preuve de sa présence sur la scène du crime. Mais il a quand même été exécuté. Ils veulent pas rouvrir l'enquête malgré toutes les failles qui se trouvent dedans. Charles Albright, est-ce que c'est le détective qui a mené l'enquête pour le compte de Scotland Yard, a refusé de répondre à nos questions. Mais il s'est vu rétrogradé. Bizarre de récompenser quelqu'un qui a fait une enquête en le rétrogradant.
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
Allez là, Aloysius Dawson. J'espère que vous êtes prêts pour de la merde, bien comme il faut. Merde, qualité au top. Premier choix. Oh, un coffre-fort, bien entendu, si je tue Aloysius Dawson, j'aurai accès à ce coffre. Ça me démange à un point de faire ça. Oh, encore un coffre.
It's locked.
Oui, j'ai compris.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so
Je
long?
pense que je vais le
I had to
tuer.
pass several of your barricades and
Si je peux.
outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
Pour juger
If
si
you
je...
must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
Je comprends pas les réponses. Je vois pas ce que ça veut dire. Je vois pas pourquoi je dirais... Je comprends pas.
I'm the only vampire in the room for now, so please indulge me.
All right, all right. What is it you wish to ask?
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Et je suis obligé de... Je suis obligé en fait de le faire, non?
Let's move on then.
Please,
Bizarre.
I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
Tout ce que je déteste.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
By doing so, you will also create 2 separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated, as soon as they are spotted.
C'est un nazi, le gars.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Alors pour le transformer, je dois sacrifier 2000 points d'expérience. Et je le transforme en vampire. Je peux le tuer tout simplement. Ou je peux faire en sorte de pas le tuer moi, de pas le transformer, mais de le convaincre qu'il a pas peur de la mort et il va mourir de vieillesse et c'est pas moi qui l'aurais tué. Je vais faire ça.
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man. So I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer. And I understand. No more fear, I will die a man of dignity. And a man at peace.
Donc j'ai pu débloquer ça grâce à l'indice, d'avoir trouvé le fait qu'il avait un frère jumeau qui est mort et que c'était ça sa peur de la mort. Voilà, j'ai augmenté en niveau de charme, je dois être à 5 maintenant, ce qui est très bien vu que le dernier doit être 6 je pense. Donc il meurt mais c'est pas moi qui l'ai tué, donc il n'y a pas un connard en plus qui va devenir vampire, c'est ce que je voulais faire, on verra bien les conséquences mais...
It's locked, all right.
Et tu vas me dire que je peux pas prendre ce qu'il y a sur lui, prendre sa clé
It's locked.
et ouvrir les coffres, ça c'est un peu con mais bon. Allez on sort et on va voir comment je vais me faire engueuler. Ah voilà, je vais me faire engueuler, c'est parti. Par le Punisher en personne.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
Est-ce que je peux faire croire qu'il est mort avant que j'arrive?
Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
This is an
Il peut pas.
outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast.
banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Oh. T'as vu le temps de chargement de Fouca? Enfin, il était pas long, mais il était très sec.
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital.
Voilà, donc je sais pas comment le jeu aurait tourné si j'avais fait ce qu'il avait voulu et que j'avais le club à ma botte. Apparemment maintenant, je suis banni. Et je vais mettre la fin de la vidéo ici parce qu'on va continuer à parler avec la meuf. Mais d'ailleurs, on dirait que c'est la meuf des souterrains, là, la Scale. Là-bas. BeeJay, ouais. Je lui parlerai en revenant. Elle est niveau 8. 8 en mental, on peut aller jusqu'à 8. Alors j'aurais pas cru, j'avais dit 6 en max. Bon, je suis à 5 moi. Donc voilà, bon, merci d'avoir regardé cette vidéo. J'espère que vous serez là pour la prochaine. Commentez, partagez et s'il vous plaît, pour me soutenir, mettez le pouce bleu. D'ici là, ne grandissez pas car c'est l'arnaque. Allez, ciao, à la prochaine.